Hello, everyone. How are you? This is Dagmar, and I'm your spiritual healer, teacher, and guide throughout the twin flame journey. And today I want to talk a little bit about, are you torn between love and fear? You know, this is such a profound subject for me because I've experienced it to such a depth and so magnified. It was quite the profound experience for me, actually, with my twin flame. And I'll go into it a little bit later. But this is really for all you guys or twin flames out there who are experiencing that push and pull energy, who are the runners. You know, all that is based on the fear and then the love, you know, and sometimes you can be switching between being a chaser and then the runner. That's all that push and pull, right? And it really is the dynamic of this love and fear energy. And I know when I was experiencing it, I experienced both kind of at the same time. And it was really tearing me apart because in essence, I didn't know which part of me to listen to when it came to, do I listen to the love part that was the pull, right, toward my twin flame? Or the fear part that was pushing me away and wanting me to run, okay? And it happened simultaneously, basically, and I recognized it was all within me. But I didn't know initially what to do about it, you know? But I learned so much throughout that part of the journey, and particularly really come to understand, you know, how, you know, that we have these different parts of ourselves and the meaning of them and what to do with it, right? So let me just begin by saying that what happened to me is that I was experiencing this sudden love with my twin flame, and it was in a sense of a pull, and the pull is there because on a soul level, you know your twin flame, even if you just met them, right? Because in essence, your twin flame, you were born as one soul with your twin flame at some point in time. And then you split into two, right? So each individual twin flame became whole as a whole individual being. Each part of the soul is what I'm trying to say. And so you know your twin flame intimately. And you probably have spent many different lifetimes in different kinds of relationships with your twin flame. And so you know them extremely well on a soul level, you know, as intimate as you're going to get with anybody, because the soul split, or the fact that you are the same soul, is as intimate as you can possibly get, right? So you know, some people wonder, how can I love this person? I just met them like 5 minutes ago, right? Well, that's why. That's how you can love them, because you already know them, even if you just met them 5 minutes ago in this life. You know, you've had many other lifetimes, as well as you were born with that soul at some point together. So anyway, so you have this love for this person, right? This incredible unconditional love. And at the same time, you know, they can trigger fears in you, right? So, and that's what happened to me. You know, my twin flame, all of a sudden, throughout this one conversation we had, very beginning in our journey, he triggered such a fear in me that I was calling the cops. I was calling the FBI on him. I mean, name it. I got a security alarm in my house because he knew where I lived. I mean, it was just this tremendous fear. I mean, I feared literally for my life. And, you know, I didn't understand it. And it tore me apart. It was like, you know, one side of me wanted to be with him. You know, it was like this magnet-sized pull that pulled you in, and you were just holding on for dear life. And on the other side, there was this incredible fear where you feared for your life, where you needed to get away. And I didn't know, I lost trust in myself. I didn't know which part of me to trust. Do I trust my fear? Do I trust my, this love, this pull, right? So, I got to the point where I thought to myself, Dagmar, what is wrong with you? Do you have a death wish? Because I didn't understand what the heck was going on. And to top it all off, he did have a very colorful record. And I did pull it up. I checked them out. And I don't know, it was probably a mistake because it didn't lessen my fear. It kind of confirmed my fear, if you will. And that's what happens in our reality. It always confirms the vibration we carry. So we're always right, no matter what. We're right if we're thinking that if we are afraid, and we're right if we're not afraid, or we're right if we think we can, and we're right if we think we can't. And so it's all how it all works, because we create our reality with our vibration. And so our reality confirms, our vibration confirms us. So needless to say, my vibration was being confirmed in my reality by the fact that he had this amazingly colorful record and so forth. And I thought to myself, I didn't know which part of me to trust or what to trust. It really was very confusing and very powerful, very intense, to the point where I thought to myself, do I have a death wish or something? I don't understand. And then a friend of mine actually offered or suggested I go see this shaman that lived in the area that, understood spiritual things. And I started questioning things on a spiritual level, because none of this whole experience made any sense from our physical environment. I couldn't explain things. And so I started asking questions in the spiritual realm, like, who is he really? What is this about? Why am I having these feelings here of this love and fear? And why am I being so torn up? And that's what really prompted my, I guess, spiritual awakening, and then my journey into really discovering who I was. In the midst of trying to discover who he was, I actually discovered who I was, and reconnecting with my gifts and so forth, and really being able to live my soul purpose, which is what I've been doing for a number of years now, and helping other, people do the same. And so it all, was prompted by this push and pull energy of love and fear. And so what I wanted to say is, to explain, is that the love, the pull part, is the fact that our soul knows each other. But also there is that incredible magnetic pull by the fact that we have combined baggage, and that it's an invitation for us to actually resolve it in the twin flame journey. And then the fear really comes from the area of the baggage. I found the fear comes from the area of the ego. Our ego is really our survival mechanism. And all the unresolved stuff we have stored, we store in our ego, and our ego then goes out and, is trying to make sure that we survive by comparing all the unresolved pain to a situation we're experiencing now in present time. And if it's anything similar, it's going to try to prevent us from going there. And how it does that is by the means of creating fear within us, so that when we're afraid, we won't do it, right? And it's all designed to try to help us, prevent us from re-experiencing pain we've experienced in the past. It's a tricky thing. And then, how do we then live beyond that? Because it's stopping us from living, really, ultimately, is what the fear does, right? Is it really preventing us from getting into nasty situations or life-threatening situations, it can, but most of the situations are really not that life-threatening because, you know, like in the case of my twin flame, we ended up actually living together at some point, and it was not a life-threatening thing, okay? It was a bit of on the toxic side as far as the relationship, but then again, I healed myself through it. So it was of benefit to me, you know, because it actually helped me heal a lot of things that I needed to heal that were coming to the surface as a result of being in that relationship. And it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not good necessarily to be in a toxic relationship and not do anything about it, because then you're just, you know, in that muck all the time, which causes stress, which can cause illness, okay? And if you're constantly in that stressful environment and you're not healing yourself out of it, then I don't recommend that you remain there for any length of time, because it will eventually, you know, kill you, because it causes disease when you're that stressed all the time. So, but anyway, so I've learned that fear actually comes from the place of our ego, from all this unresolved pain we have. And that's how I, you know, then started healing all this unresolved stuff. And it took my fear away, and it brought me back to peace and being able to see things more clearly, and also not keep creating that in my reality, right? The stuff that I didn't want, because ultimately we are creating our reality with our vibration. And so if we have unresolved stuff in our vibration, we are creating that in our reality, whether we realize it or not, okay? I just recently did a healing on a twin flame where she was experiencing, you know, falling in love with somebody and them cutting her off from the relationship or rejecting her, and then having no communication. And it turned out that it was a repetition of something that she had experienced with her parents as an 8-year-old. So, you know, and the thing is, it then creates a pattern, because she experienced that like a number of times with different men. And, you know, it starts repeating itself because you're still carrying that same energy. And so when you actually are able to heal that original core issue of the pain, you're going to stop these patterns that are dysfunctional. And that's what we can do on a bigger scale with the twin flame relationship. We can literally make medicine out of it and heal ourselves through the relationship. And so what I have done recently, I have put together an amazing 5-week program to help you heal your relationship with your twin flame and really get out of that struggle and into peace with yourself. And perhaps also, you know, discovering your own divine gifts and connecting with your soul purpose. Because if you're just in the struggle of it, you're not looking at that. You can't even see that. And as you actually heal yourself out of that and you rise in the vibration, you'll be able to see it better. You'll be able to connect with yourself better, et cetera, et cetera. As well as, you know, we become more psychic, more intuitive as we rise in vibration. And as you heal, you know, you can actually help the world as well, you know, if you're so inclined to do so. So anyway, I've devised this amazing program. The enrollment right now is open for that. It is right now January. What are we in? 22nd today of 2022. And so the enrollment period is right now. So if you want to partake in that and heal yourself through your twin flame relationship, join me by enrolling. I'm going to leave the link below the video. You can just click on it, check it out more. Or, you know, if you're not sure, you can set up a 20-minute free clarity phone consultation with me if you need to ask questions about it. I'm happy to do that. And or you can always just get a private 1-session healing with me too. So anyway, comment on the video below. Tell me how you liked it. Perhaps click on subscribe if you like what you're hearing on this channel. I'll be posting more videos, and or hit the like button if you liked what you heard here. And I wish you a blessed journey with your twin flame. Much love.